Many individuals are combing out their locks, transforming a hairstyle often seen as a symbol of cultural appreciation, self-expression, and spirituality into a global trend. As much as I loved my locks, I just combed out 110 of them. So today we're gonna look at the timeline of locks from the peak of their popularity to the moment they became an unraveling trend. Y'all see what I did there? Let's talk about it. The origins of dreadlocks can be traced back to multiple ancient cultures. Mainly in African cultures, it was a tradition to have dreadlocks. They would get them based off spirituality, status, or age. It wasn't until Bob Marley's iconic presence came into the scene, and it was raps from there. His music spoke messages of love, peace, and resistance from oppression.
You have a lot of possessions, a lot of money in the bank.
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life, forever.
And many people saw his long, thick locks, and that became the representation of the Rastafarian movement. Now, we get to the celebrity influence. Musician, actors, singers. Now people are starting to see locks in the mainstream. But this didn't mean that they were nationally accepted. I remember when Zendaya wore dreadlocks to the 2015 Academy Awards, and Twitter was in an uproar. You had some people absolutely love that she was rocking a non-traditional hairstyle on the red carpet, and you had some people that downright hated it. People magazine included in an article that a TV reporter named Gilliana Rancic, I might be pronouncing her name wrong, she commented on air how Zendaya's hairstyle, and I quote, made her look like she smelled like patchouli oil or weed.
She has such a tiny frame that this hair to me overwhelms her. Like I feel like she smells like patchouli oil. Or weed.
Yeah, maybe weed. Legal in so many states. Why not?
It's so legal now.
It's so legal.
So that's what I think.
Or when Justin Bieber was in his R&B phase and he had dreadlocks.
Yeah, some girl came up to me. She was like, I love you, Justin, but like, that's like my least favorite hairstyle of yours.
That was a time to be alive. Whether people loved it or hated it, locks were becoming more and more popular. Now in the 2000s and presents, the rise of embracing your natural hair was in. Well, at least for most. My mama, she still permed my hair because she was a little out of touch. And I swear my credit score would be 800. My skin would be clear. My hair would be down my back if my mama didn't perm my hair. As our society started to become more diverse, you couldn't say crazy wild things online anymore like in the early 2000s. You couldn't deny people of a job because their hairstyle wasn't professional enough. You'd be canceled in a heartbeat, okay? People became more accepting to dreadlocks. Now in the late 2010s and present, social media has a huge influence on locks. People are seeing influencers as celebrities. I mean, everywhere you looked, somebody either had faux locks, somebody had a fresh retwist, somebody had their hair in a cute lock style. You could go on Pinterest and scroll for hours at lock inspiration. If your favorite TikToker has locks, you most likely have some admiration towards them.
PSA. If you're thinking about locking your hair, I'm here to tell you to just go ahead and lock it, okay? Stop playing. Lock it up.
If you were an influencer and you had locks, there were a lot of people who wanted locks just like you. I got my locks so impulsively, I literally seen a picture on Pinterest of this girl with the most beautiful locks I've ever seen, and that same week I booked my appointment. Because many people see locks as such an easy style, especially if your natural hair is hard to manage. So it's no surprise that the rise of locks happened. So why are so many people combing them out? I recently made a TikTok video of the reasons why I was combing out my locks, and that video went super viral of people in the same situation as me. They were combing out their locks for multiple reasons, maybe just one big reason. So let's try to dig deep and see if we can find a common denominator on why so many people are combing out their locks. Disillusionment is the feeling of disappointment after discovering that something may not be as good as you thought it was. People have expectations, and many people had expectations of how their locks would be, and they did not meet those expectations.
What is this, bro? I hear people say they're gonna drop it, like when, bro? Because it's actually starting to get me so annoyed. I literally just got a retwist like a week ago and it looks like this. Like, I'm so, like, I love my locks. I love my locks. Don't get me wrong, bro. But I'm fed up with them, bro. Like, I'm so annoyed right now. Like, please.
For example, people would look online at other people's locks and expect theirs to look like that set of locks when they matured. And when they didn't, it would kind of hurt their feelings. I'm talking about myself. Or people would see their ugly lock stage and not expect to get crazy stares from people in public. I had to get used to that. I worked at Walmart the majority of my ugly lock stage, and every day I would get some type of ugly stare because people just thought I had twist in my hair for too long. And an honorary mention is the frizz. In the beginning stages of my lock journey, I loved my frizziness. But as they mature, they stayed frizzy for a long time. It was just unbearable because I got told that the frizziness would dwindle away as my locks got mature. But that didn't happen. Regardless, I took down my locks because my mature set did not reach my expectations. Fickle means changing frequently, especially regards to one interest or loyalty. I know that's the funniest word ever. While I was doing research, I was wondering, why isn't anybody saying the word fickle? Because I like it. It was a word that was popularly used in the 1800s, but nobody uses it anymore. But I'm gonna use it. Fickle. Black cultures have a lot of diversity. We can keep our curls, we can straighten our hair, we can wear twists, we can get braids, we can lock our hair. Versatility is so normalized in our culture that the idea of having to have that commitment to one hairstyle can be very overwhelming to a lot of us.
Locking my hair, I was a girl who wanted her hair done every 2 weeks. Braids, faux locks, another club. Like, I want my hair done all the time. So to have to go from that to my hair is literally the same all the time, 24/7. Like,
not to mention, trends are already so huge. You see somebody with a hairstyle, you immediately want that. The rise of the lace front, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different video that we could get on. Having locks makes it almost impossible to be versatile, to switch it up. I know when I had my locks and I tried to apply a wig, it went horribly wrong. The occasional retwist and lock style, it just wasn't enough for some people. And not being able to switch it up was a huge reason a lot of people comb out their locks. Let's also talk about how some people fall in love with only the aesthetics of locks. If you go on Pinterest and scroll, you start to see a lot of girls that have locks. They have a certain aesthetic to them. I honestly think there are a lot of aesthetics that come with locks. You have the dope, chill, laid back aesthetic. You have that bohemian nature type look to you. I don't know. And we live in a society where people see a certain aesthetic and they immediately want that aesthetic without doing any research behind it. They just want to be like that. Now, this one is the one I've gotten the most comments about, and that is the tenderheadedness.
You know what they don't tell you as a lock girly? Eventually you're gonna get tenderheaded. If you don't manipulate your hair long enough and you just let it do what it do, you know, like you're supposed to do with locks. When you start manipulating, trying to style stuff, that shit hurt.
This is a huge reason I combed out my locks, and a lot of other people did too. Before I got my hair locked, I was never tenderheaded. My mama could twist my hair up this way. She could pull at all my strands, burn me with the hot comb.
What happened?
Girl, I didn't even touch you.
And I still survived. But as my locks matured, they got heavier and thicker. And I would try to put them up into a style, and baby, the style wouldn't last 20 minutes.
I try to do new hairstyles with my locks, and you know, I had my hair in a bun just a minute ago, and I took that shit out. Like, it just hurts.
Locks made my scalp so sensitive, and I could never figure out why. I'm guessing since with locks, you don't have to apply as much tension. You literally just leave them alone. You let them lock. When you do apply tension and you put them up into a style, it's World War III. And the amount of people who stated that they were tenderheaded after they got locks is wild. Because I really thought that it was just me. I thought I was the only one. But then I got thousands of comments of people saying, hey, I'm tenderheaded too since I have locks. I'm tenderheaded too. And it's like, hey, we all tenderheaded. So with that being said, that was a reason why a lot of other people combed out their locks. Question still stands. Are locks becoming a trend? Are people getting the hairstyle just to keep them for a year and then take them down? This video is not lock slander. I loved having locks and it was honestly probably going to be the best style I've ever had. I could wake up in the morning, I could go. But keep in mind, there are always downsides to good things. And thank you for hearing me talk about it. Stay tuned for more commentary on hair, beauty, and Christ. And please make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can keep up with me because I be doing a lot. Also, I put a lot of scripting and research into this video. So I would love it if you could, let me know if you liked it. I hope you all have a blessed day and we'll talk about it in the next video.